What's up, YouTube? If you guys are here to hate or to get mad, all I'm asking is for your time in this one video, not monetized, not nothing. I want to talk to you guys so you guys understand my point of view, my perspective on this whole shebang that happened. And after that, we're more than welcome to dislike the video, hate, comment, all that good stuff if that's what you still feel. I've been having a hard time making this video because I want it to be as concise as possible and not too long, so bear with me because this is something that's a bit personal for me as well. 6 months ago, I found an opportunity to get back to something I really love, which is making content. I went to college to do software engineering instead of doing film school. For me, content making is a passion and something I'd like to make a career eventually, but for now, it's something I love doing. And when Rise of Kingdoms gave me the opportunity to be part of their content creator program, I jumped on it right away. But as part of my financial situation in my personal life, I'm not able to spend hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars, on a game or on anything that is not like that is a fun thing of this sort. I'm very happy that there's a lot of you out there who are able to do it, and I don't think any more or any less about any spender. It's just my personal thing was I cannot be spending a huge quantity in games. And when Rise of Kingdoms told us that as part of the content creator program, we would be getting in-game items that would allow us to create high quality content, and of course some out of the game compensations, I immediately jumped on it. And for the record, we signed contracts. That's how all sponsorships of all content out there of any game you guys have ever seen someone in making content that is sponsored. It usually comes with out of game compensations as well as in game if that's the kind of game it is. And it was very clear to me from day one, from the moment I received the first batch of in-game goods, which I cannot discuss anything about because as part of our non-disclosure agreement, we cannot talk about these things. I immediately knew that the game has changed for me. I can no longer be a regular player. I now have to be careful to not cross that line where I utilize my advantage as a content creator for anything other than making content. And as of recently, some leaks came out that one of the content creators within the program did step over that boundary, and Lilith Gaming did support it. Since then, Lilith Gaming have taken responsibility for their actions and admitted their mistake. One thing that's important to understand, please, is that every single one of us has made mistakes in life in general, and so have Lilith Gaming in this situation, and they've taken responsibility and are looking to make things right to those that are affected. We'll get there in a moment, but for me, I realized that I'm no longer able to participate in wars. I'm no longer able to participate in events where it is a competition among players, like Mightiest Governors, like events to get legendary commander sculptures and things like that, because it was just an unfair advantage. I take things very seriously. For me, making content is a passion, and I am responsible to two parties, to Lilith Gaming, for fulfilling my contract and being the best representative of theirs as I can be, and responsibility to you guys to not only make high quality, informative, and entertaining content, but also to not step over a boundary where I harm and cause any type of either financial or in-game damage to anyone within the game. I can tell you that out of 213 days this account exists, I have never won or been anywhere near the top of a Mightiest Governor. I have once participated in a build-off fight with a PC2 Hood who won. I ended up second. And even then, you guys will see in a moment how what I utilized was things that I had gotten naturally through the game and not Lilith-based stuff. I cannot go into details as to what we got and how we got, but I'm going to show you a few things on my account that will make a little more sense to you guys, and to understand that for me, I took this super, super seriously, and I always made sure I don't cross that line. I want to talk about myself in a little bit. I just want to finish like the facts here. The facts are we were compensated more in game than out of game. The fact is we were aware of the fact that we had to work around the non-disclosure agreement, and therefore we had to not be transparent to a certain extent. As much as I'd like to be 100% transparent with you guys, a non-disclosure agreement is a legally binding contract. And I don't need legal ramifications, which other content creators who have broken their non-disclosure will suffer. Content creating and you guys is everything that's good that I can think of outside my job. I come back home happy to make content. I come back home to edit, to read comments, to chill with you guys on Discord. That's what I like doing. The flame in me is making content. And then as part of the content creating process, Lilith Gaming made private rooms for each content creator with the developers, which I utilized for one thing, well, technically two things. Yell at them for decisions I didn't agree with, like things they did with the Lost Kingdom and things they did with Arkham Asylum and the fact that it was so laggy the first time around and all that. And secondly, to either ask questions that you asked and get answers or give feedback back to them. As part of the content creating process and the content creating program, we got some regularly scheduled in-game items, which throughout the time varied in some shapes or forms. So you guys thinking that a screenshot that's running out there is 100% factual, it is not 100% there. That is not what we received throughout the time. If the only thing that I can hint for is if that is or isn't something we have been given at any point in time, then it is or isn't. It is the most substantial of things. It never got crazier than that, I guess. And that's not me admitting that that's there. It just, if that was something, and that's what I would say. So when I had to make a decision whether or not I will be participating in things, my leadership in High even asked me, we would really love for you to be more active in game than passionate for content. And I had to explain to them that I do want to be active and I do want to be doing things, but I have to keep myself in check consistently to make sure I don't cross that line no matter what. And when those leaks came out, I was devastated. I was pissed. I was mad. As part of my fun making content, I love meeting you guys. The Discord group has some wonderful people that I enjoy talking to. The private messages, the comments, and even the alliances that I go join every time a war happens, who kindly accept me in and talk to me and become friendly with me. And that had happened to me in Kingdom 16. TGS was an alliance that I casted for Arkham Asylum, and then I became good friends with their leader, their ex-leader, MKiz. I hope you're watching. I probably know you don't, but still, he was a good friend. And when the war broke, I was with him consistently on Discord, making sure everything's okay and that they're doing fine, and making the video. And I got hated on so much for being a Ronnie hater and for doubting the almighty God of the godfather of the community, that I vowed never to go in that kingdom again because I didn't need all that hate. And then I found out that the hate was unnecessary, that my friend stopped playing the game and gave up on an alliance he built for months, and the money he spent and everything that happened was very unfair. Now, unfair and fair are very complex words, because what is fair and what is unfair is a little bit to the eyes of the beholder to a certain extent. I find it unfair that there are people in this world that are starving. I find it unfair that there are people playing this game who are able to spend $50,000 in one shot. I find that unfair. I also find it unfair that all the content creators were judged because of one person's doings, and we got all sucked into this negativity where none of us had the ability to to defend ourselves. And we, as content creators who respect both you guys and Lilith Gaming, had to pretty much shut up until now. We've also been asked not to touch these accounts, which is why you guys are seeing these tier 3s that were supposed to get upgraded during Mightiest Governor. These guys here, the guys at Turin PC, I'm so sorry I'm not doing the technologies for the last few days. I'll make it up to you guys. We're the 3rd biggest alliance in the game, and this is not a place for a slacker, but it just, thank you for still having me and for supporting me throughout this, because my alliance know that my integrity is content creation first, and they know that I would never harm a soul. And even they, who fought my old alliance, were kind enough not to hit me, even though they could have. And I was just in the same train of thought, thinking I will never hit them back. I rather record ourselves getting slaughtered than harm them with an unfair advantage, if you want to call it, that I get as a content creator. It devastated me. It pissed me off. I was on my parents' couch yelling at the phone, and they didn't understand what was going on. I lost a lot of friends to that war. You know, knocking on wood, nothing happened to them. You know, it's just a mobile game still. But still, I lost a lot of friends. Some people left their kingdom. It was just a big mess. I can tell you guys a few things about myself, and I want to show them to you too. I don't want to go into too many details and too much, who deserves what and what's going on. Making content is very time consuming. We spend hours and hours throughout the day for 6 months straight just making content. And it's not 20, 30 minutes. It's 3, 4, 5 hours a day. And at the end of the day, what Lilith Gaming and us decided would be fair is that they take everything back, and that way you guys can feel more comfortable with us. This means that I'll get into a substantial debt in game, but at the same time, once that happens, you guys will be able to see a few things that you currently don't see because it hasn't happened just yet. And I'll explain to you what those things are right now. First of all, I only participated in Arkham Asylum because you guys requested it. And throughout Arkham Asylum, I never healed a single troop. The reason for that is I believe that it is fair to say that in 213 days to get to tier 4s and train a good amount of them is a fair thing. But healing them with items that are potentially not gained organically was not fair. And therefore, I never healed troops. You guys can go watch the VODs, never healed troops. I think I healed troops on the first one, but at that time, I can guarantee to you guys that there were no in-game items that were from Lilith Gaming. As I mentioned, things were dynamic in terms of the items. Another example I can show you guys is the ginormous amount of resources that I have and the ginormous amount of speed-ups that I have. The reason I have so many speed-ups is not Lilith Gaming, and you guys will see it once they take away everything, how much will still be left here. And you'll understand that the reason I'm 20 million power is not because I don't know how to play or, oh, he's so weak. It's because I don't see the necessity in growing unless I'm making content that requires me to grow. I want to make content where I grow in the content. So to have, some people were like, oh, where's this guy with 800 commander sculptures? Guys, what good do these guys do here? I can have my Cao Cao maxed and probably another legendary commander instead of having them here. But the reason I have them in here is because I want to make content. I was going to do a Max Saladin video, which I've been waiting for months and planning for months. And that's going to go out the window now. But I wanted to make that content. And so I hoarded. I want to make the content of pushing a crazy push, like doubling my power, because that's going to be a cool video. Show you guys how to do it very efficiently and very cool and stuff like that. Get my alliance on one of these days that there's a good rune to just spam helps and make an awesome video out of it. So I've been hoarding. I've not grown a single bit. As a matter of fact, Minamoto is a commander you can only purchase. And I've purchased them with tips and donations from you guys. Everything you guys donated on streams has gone back into the game. This Minamoto is thanks to you guys. And look at his talent build. He is set up to be a peacekeeping commander. And so is Cao Cao. He's a peacekeeping commander too. Richard is a garrison commander. He's not set up at all to do anything he's supposed to be doing. Julius Caesar is not set up. El Cid is not set up. Hannibal is not set up. Mehmed is not set up. I don't care to set them up. This guy, 14 things I haven't done. I don't really care to set these guys up. I don't really care for my Sun Tzu to be set up, even though he's expertise. I don't care for Herman to be an archer. He's a garrison too. I don't care for the gameplay that has me fighting others. The only time I see myself fighting others is inside rallies where my commanders give no advantage to my alliance, and the troops that have organically grown have an impact on my alliance. I'm helpful to my alliance, and on top of that, I heal them naturally. So when Lost Kingdom was going to open, my goal was to help take the buildings and of course record it, help take buildings away from other alliances and of course record it, but not lead any attacks whatsoever, because that would cross that line. I don't want to make this too long. I do want to keep making content. I do hope that you guys can see how responsible and how serious I take that line. Some of you have asked me more than once, how can you hold on to so many gold keys? And the answer is, my fun is not the 10 Charles Martels I get. It's not like unlocking Charles Martel and going, yeah. I go, yes, because I'm like, yes, they're about to go crazy in chat. Not because I got Charles. I can't care less for them. I can't care less for commanders. I can't care less for fighting, because I don't fight. Because I'm not a competitive fighter. I don't care about the fighting aspect. I care about giving you guys all the information, the strategies, the tips and tricks, and everything around it, except showing you me fighting and fighting. The amounts of kills that I have has moved very slightly throughout time. Primarily, these kills are from either helping other alliance mates going one-on-one for killing events, at which point I still healed naturally, and I did not have, at the time when I got all these kills, as much help as with time we got. I got hit during killing event last time around while I was hunting barbarians, which was hilarious. I sent like 4 marches out, someone ported into me and just started smacking me. So I picked up like 40,000 kills while he picked up over 100k. That was a tough one to swallow, and even then I ran away. I did not fight back. The counterattack did its thing, but I did not fight back. I want to keep making content. I hope you guys can understand the situation we faced. I hope you guys can understand and differentiate myself from all the other content creators, because we're each a different individual. And I hope you guys will accept me back when I hopefully am able to make content again. After all this is done, I'm not going to shy away from showing you the negatives on my account to show you guys exactly that I'm willing to take the debt and work it off to make sure you guys are more comfortable with myself. I'm hoping that Lilith Gaming will also find a way to compensate us out of the game more, making it possible for me to spend amounts of money into the game as much as I want. I can understand that it's easier for them to give us in-game items which cost nothing versus giving us the same amount of money, and I probably am not expecting that, but I need to be able to make a substantial amount of purchases in-game to be able to keep up with content. And that's one decision that I am willing to make, as long as they give me the tools, aka money, to do it. And I can commit to you guys that as long as I will be able to, I will continuously purchase things and continuously make content, because that's something I want to be doing. But Lilith Gaming have their part in here as well. And hopefully, just like they admitted and took responsibility for their mistake, they're also going to take responsibility for taking care of those of us who want to keep making content for this amazing game. If you guys have any comments, questions, suggestions, anything, I am leaving the comment section open for 48 hours. I will be answering anything you guys, anything I can answer, I will answer. Anything that doesn't cross my non-disclosure agreement, I will answer and explain. If any of you want to talk further, my Discord is in the description as well. Click on the show more and under the name of the game and talk there. If I can, I will definitely reply to you. After 48 hours, I'm going to close the comment section, and within a week, the video is going to go away. This is for all of you who want to understand me a little bit better, and hopefully we'll be making more content. It'll be an awesome time for all of us, and Rise of Kingdoms will get past this huge mistake, and we as a community will make it great again. I'm the Gekko. I'm out of here again. Once again, thank you all for your continuous support. I'm so sorry that things developed the way they did. It was never my intention nor my goal to harm anyone, to make anyone feel an unfair advantage. An unfair advantage was there. I always make extra sure to be fair and to, as Ben Parker says to Peter, even though I'm not a big Spider-Man guy, with great power comes great responsibility, and I make the very best to make sure that I stay responsible with my great power. And I'm willing to give it all back if it means peace and quiet, and you guys understanding that it was, for me, a content making tool, nothing else. Thank you guys again, and hopefully I'll see you sooner rather than later. Sorry if this video was crazy long. Peace. And now I kind of got to turn off the thing because I'm not doing this like editing and whatever not.